Republicans plan to vote this morning to confirm Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as Health and Human Services Secretary.
His beliefs and philosophies and conspiracies would hurt kids, hurt the health of American people.
But Minority Leader Chuck Schumer does not have the votes to block Kennedy. The Senate Judiciary Committee may also vote this morning to advance Kash Patel's nomination to be the FBI director. Democrats don't support him either. They also don't support Linda McMahon and get a chance to tell her that at a confirmation hearing to lead the Department of Education. And President Trump hopes she puts herself out of a job wanting to shut that department down.
Here's what McMahon is expected to say this morning at her hearing. If I am confirmed, the department will not stand idly by while Jewish students are attacked and discriminated against. It will stop forcing schools to let boys and men into female sports and spaces, and it will protect the rights of parents to direct the moral education of their children.
Fox's Doug Luzader. Hamas now saying it does plan to release more hostages from Gaza this weekend, days after suggesting it may not, which prompted Israel to warn the war could restart. President Trump had warned Hamas all hell could break out. And he also is pushing to end Russia's war in Ukraine as soon as possible.
That war is a disaster. It's a really bloody, horrible war.
After talking to Russian leader Vladimir Putin by phone, the president said they plan to meet soon. There was also a Trump call with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, who will meet tomorrow with Vice President Vance at a security conference in Munich, Germany, where there was an attack today. A man said to be an Afghan seeking asylum seeker drove into a crowd of people at a demonstration, injuring at least 28 of them. President Trump's plan to slash the federal workforce is back on. A federal judge greenlighting the offer for employees to resign but be paid through September. Here's Fox's Chanley Painter.
The judge denied the union's request to permanently block the program because the unions were not directly impacted. And about 75,000 federal workers have accepted the buyout deal so far.
And that offer is now off the table. America's listening to Fox News.
During tax season, your personal info travels to a lot of places you can't control. Between payroll, your home office, your tax preparer, and the IRS, if your W-2 gets exposed, that's just the ticket for identity thieves. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
As the federal immigration raids continue and the Trump push for mass deportations of migrants here illegally who've committed crimes or security threats, there are sanctuary cities and states, though, not cooperating. And the Justice Department's already sued Illinois and Chicago. And now Attorney General Pam Bondi's filed a lawsuit against New York for blocking federal efforts.
New York has chosen to prioritize illegal aliens over American citizens. It stops today.
New York's Democratic Governor Kathy Hochul calls it a worthless, publicity-driven lawsuit that'll fail. And here's another immigration court case.
Colorado's largest public school district is suing the Department of Homeland Security to block federal immigration agents from making arrests at schools in the Denver metro area. Denver Public Schools became the first school district in the U.S. to sue over the Trump administration's policy of allowing ICE immigration agents into schools. The federal lawsuit claims the policy has forced schools to divert vital educational resources and caused attendance to plummet. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
President Trump posted on Truth Social this morning, this is a big day, as he plans to announce reciprocal tariffs on countries charging the U.S. for exports. He's already planning next month to impose 25% tariffs on all steel and aluminum imports to the U.S., and that is prompting this.
Coca-Cola CEO James Quincy says the company may have to put more emphasis on plastic bottles. Coca-Cola imports its aluminum cans from Canada, and the company would face increased cost if tariffs go into effect on March 12th, after a deadline was extended earlier this month. The president says the goal of the tariff is to increase U.S. aluminum production. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures barely moving before another inflation update this hour. We'll find out wholesale prices last month. The day after the January Consumer Price Index showed inflation continuing to rise back up more than expected. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Sangamon County Board is signing off on a $10 million settlement for the family of Sonia Massey. The board unanimously approved the payout, reaching the agreement last week. The 36-year-old black woman shot and killed last July inside her Springfield home. Former Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson charged with first-degree murder. Illinois suspending events that feature the exhibition of sale or poultry. Illinois Department of Agriculture issuing a 30-day suspension on the exhibition of sale of poultry at swap meets, exhibitions, flea markets, and auction markets. Organizers are revealing more acts for this year's Illinois State Fair. 9-time Grammy winner Sheryl Crow performing on the fair grandstand August 12th. The Turnpike Troubadours are scheduled to take the stage August 17th. This year's Illinois State Fair is being held August 7th through the 17th. That'll take place in Springfield. Enjoy the show. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Yeah, I tell you, it feels like a long way away. August from January, this February. It's February 13. Good morning. I am Stevie J. Our learned one, meteorologist Greg Solier, is aboard here early, and I had about maybe an inch in my house, but snow packed and a little slickery on the way in. Yeah. I was going about 45 miles an hour to travel to Philo. So it's doable.
Yeah, that's about right out there. Snow totals down maybe a little short of an inch or so from the forecast around here, at least, with some of those big rains that are in position, and we're in position down through the Ohio Valley, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Flood watches are back in effect there, so we couldn't get enough moisture going around here. And yeah, some of those inch to inch and a half totals are down towards St. Louis, 3 or 4 up over the western end of the state, 5 or 6 of the Wisconsin line, and from there, Iowa into Michigan. But it's not that; it's the cold that's building in the north and west.
I see that, and also the it looked like everything pushed a little further east than expected, and that's what from my meteorology class.
No, you're right, and you know sometimes when we track thunderstorms and organized rains in the summertime, we look for that Gulf inflow of moisture. If that gets cut off and robbed, then we don't get things going around here. Same applies to snow systems once in a while. This was the case yesterday.
Yeah, well, I tell you too, I think maybe the best word over the next 7 days is going to be active.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you, sir.
And if you want to sound it even cooler, say active, and in some parts of the country, moisture laden.
Yeah, and then you got that bitter cold minus 31 up somewhere, right? I mean,
let's see. I just looked at that and reported on that up there, and Bismarck was about. Let's see. Oh, just outside of Aberdeen, South Dakota, 33 below zero this morning.
In South Dakota?
Northern South Dakota.
Wow.
Yeah, northern South Dakota.
What's North Dakota? What's Fargo?
there's nothing lower than about 23, 24 below zero actual air temperatures. And then it moderates back close to zero as you get out through Montana at the current time. So there's the mother lode of the cold, if you will.
You just have to wonder sometimes, if you're not born in Fargo, why are you in Fargo? And if you're not born in Skagway, Alaska, why are you in? I don't understand. They have to be like Greenland has 56,000 people living there on this massive island. Is it because they were born there? You don't necessarily move to Greenland. It's just
or like Edmonton or Yellowknife or Saskatoon.
Saskatchewan, the big one. Anyway, it's our meteorologist Greg Soide to kick off our 13th of February, Valentine's Day tomorrow. Weather this morning brought to you by the Urbana Park District. Their Health and Wellness Center. Their Health and Wellness Center is now open. UrbanaParks.org. All right, sir, try and describe to me what I'm looking at for the next, Valentine's tomorrow night. I hope it's not too messy for people going out to dinner.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. We may have a quick little dash of some light snow and flurry activity as we transition back into relatively milder air. This system is going to be far more wound up and tracking a little farther north and west of us. So again, that keeps the bigger, deeper moisture south where the grounds are flooded out already. South of the Ohio through Tennessee, Kentucky, there'll be some rougher weather this afternoon. The southeastern states, more severe weather down there over the weekend. And around here, the Arctic air is in position. But again, the deeper profile for snow remains north and west of us, and there will be a big snow. But again, lined up the Illinois River and points north and west. So some of those spots that picked up a half a foot, maybe another half a foot or more coming this weekend. And lots of ups and downs on temperatures, and we're going to get nestled in deeper to the Arctic air, particularly for next week. But in the meantime, we're not really far off the day's highs already. At 18, Willett and Savoy, 19 in Rantoul. We may climb to about 22, 23, then fall back a bit. Still a couple snow flurries up around the Watseka area, then a partly sunny sky as we move through the mid-morning and afternoon. That's a stiff and biting west-northwest wind. Tonight, much colder skies, clear winds drop back about 5 above, locally below 0 in some of the areas that did see a little more snow cover for the day. Tomorrow, sunny early, increasing clouds by afternoon. A few snow flurries late and a dash of light snow early tomorrow evening. Don't think there's any accumulation. We should be in good shape from a travel standpoint. 30 tomorrow, holding near 30 with rising temperatures tomorrow night. Then after midnight into the wee hours Saturday morning, quick little dash of some snow, sleet, freezing rain. We shift over to rain a good part of the day on Saturday. Highs up pretty close to 40. Then temperatures plummet 20 to 25 and falling Sunday with morning snow showers and flurries may recoat the ground over. 0 Monday morning, 13 in the afternoon, dash of light snow next Tuesday, Wednesday, 18 Tuesday, 20 on Wednesday. We're back down 0 and below the second half of next week. For Stevie A, broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solian.
All right, we'll get through it. Don't worry, people. It is February, and February has been, probably worse than December, January weather, based on my feeble memory. I am Stevie J. Diane is off, but she'll be back tomorrow. Good to have you listening. I think of February 14, Valentine's Day. Do something nice for the love of your life. It's great. But I still pretty vividly remember 35 years ago tomorrow. Many of you weren't born. Some of you can't remember that. But on February 14 of 1990, we had an ice storm. It was an ice storm. It was just crazy. And I was walking to the Illinois Northwestern game from my parking spot, and the rain was just going in all directions, and it was landing and forming ice almost instantly. I had gone to clean Janet's windshield and scrape one side, go to the other side. By the time I got done with the other side was ice again. I said, oh, this isn't good. Trees bent over. It was a time in 1990, if you were around at that time, where the trees bent over, wind blowing. Some people were out of power around here. Some of the rural people were out for 10 days. It was really bad. And I was on the radio every afternoon at that time, and we were just a conduit. People had transistor radios with batteries, and they were calling, getting information about what was closed, what was open, how can I do this, how can I do that. We were just 4 hours every day. We took calls and tried to help people figure stuff out. But it was the ice storm in 1990. It happened tomorrow. Will be 35 years. All right, the whole Doge and save money thing. Remember back in the 1990s, Vice President Al Gore with President Bill Clinton standing next to him.
This report tells us how to cut waste, cut red tape, streamline the bureaucracy, change procurement rules, change the personnel rules, and create a government that works better and costs less.
The Reinventing Government, or RIGO report, aims to save $108 billion over 5 years through eliminating scores of wasteful programs and regulations. Among the 800 recommendations, eliminating 12% of the federal workforce, merging some government agencies like the FBI, the DEA, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
So that was cool back in the 90s, and they were really, the $20 billion a year is what they were trying to save, which isn't exactly what's going on now. But if you think of your home, and if you're spending $1,000 more a month than you bring in, you got to look at everything. You got to look at your cable and DirecTV and how you're feeding your family. You just have to make cuts. I don't think we feel the urgency of what $36 trillion in debt is. A trillion seconds, just to emphasize how much $1 trillion is. A trillion seconds is like 34,000 years ago. It's just unbelievable number. So we're going the wrong way, and at some point you think the rubber hits the road. That's what Elon Musk says. He says you can't survive, you won't make it. So we have to really take a hard look at everything, and people are getting offended. The Democrats even formed a group. It was like a singing group with somewhere.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
So they're out there every single day.
Which side are you on?
Our friend Ed Martin on Wednesday said they're not big groups. So this one I counted 15.
We'll fight.
And I couldn't tell the audience. They zoomed way in to look like maybe 50 people.
Elon Musk. No Elon's kept within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk.
Okay, that's enough. and then Maxine Waters, Congresswoman, she might have just absolutely told the truth.
The people of this country are being violated because all of our privacy is being taken up by Elon Musk and Trump, and we don't know what all they have on us.
We don't know what all they have on us? Is there something to have on you, Congresswoman? Do I need to know something nefarious that perhaps you've been doing? Has some of the money kind of been laundered? And you're seeing an awful lot of wealth in Congress. How's that happen when you're making $175,000 a year? I mean, tens of millions. Who goes to Washington? So maybe there is stuff to see.
We don't know what all they have on us.
Well, we'll see, because I think the great illuminator, we need to know. It's our money. Here the people rule, right? That's how it's supposed to work. You can always text in 217-359-2255 on the Fisher National Bank text line. My lead story today is the Champaign Holy Cross 7th grade boys basketball team. How about that? They play for a state title today. 7:30 tonight. It's at Kingsley Junior High School in Normal. They take on West Lincoln Broadwell. The Crusaders are 25-2. Lincoln West Lincoln Broadwell is 28-1. If anybody's associated with the team and you want to get some names, I'll shout them out. 217-359-2255. How about that? And also a shout out to Edison. They've had quite the year. I think Edison is at State, Edison Middle School at State. And I think they play in the IESA Class 4A State Tournament on Saturday. So good luck to Edison. And Shauna Green, her team will host Penn State tomorrow night, a game we shall win. The Lady Nittany Lions are 1-12. And how about Shauna Green? 90 games into her career at Illinois, her third year, she is 60-30. That is the best record since we started women's basketball at the University of Illinois in 1974. Shauna Green, a .667 winning percentage, 60-30. I'm telling you, she's pretty good. Holy cow! All right, Fighting Illini men. They get a practice today. They haven't had a ton of practices lately. And the goal is everybody back by Michigan State Saturday night. Maybe a little Trey White recovering from illness. Maybe more of Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn. All 9 guys will rotate like the 9 we've had. But except for the asterisk I put on Michigan State at Michigan State when they called all those fouls on Kasparis Yakajonas, we have not had all 9 guys available since the Washington game in early January. I mean it. It's crazy. Anyway, we hope we get everybody back tomorrow night as the 7 o'clock game. I'm sorry, Saturday night, 7 o'clock game. Terrence Shannon to see his jersey raised to the banner, to the rafters. All right, our weather, ESPN 93.5, brought to you this morning by Busey. For over 155 years. It's Busey, member FDIC. Check your Fox business coming up next. Here again, meteorologist Greg Solier.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for you. Toronto, Champaign and Memphis. Saturday dodged a bullet yesterday with deeper snowmaking moisture staying to the south and the accumulating snow well to the north and west of us. A cold day today, though. A couple snow flurries around this morning. Partly sunny, breezy. Temperatures to about 23, but slowly falling as the afternoon wears on. West-northwest wind will be gusty. Much colder tonight. Mostly clear. 5 above. Locally near 0. Usual low cold spots tomorrow. Sunny to start. Increasing clouds by the afternoon. A few snow flurries late and the high around 30. Maybe a quick period of some snow, light snow early tomorrow night, then some mixed snow, sleet, freezing rain after midnight, 28 and rising temperatures. Saturday, cloudy, rainy, maybe some freezing rain, sleet and snow to start the day off north and west of Champaign. Highs up near about 38. Windy, much colder for the day on Sunday, 20 to 25 and dropping with morning snow showers and flurries. Will be down near 0 Monday morning, 13 the high. Single digit lows at night Tuesday and Wednesday with light snow and flurry activity. Highs of 18 on Tuesday, 20 on Wednesday, down below 0 here come next Thursday morning. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Taylor Riggs, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Deere & Company shares are down more than 4%. Earnings and sales at the heavy equipment maker are down sharply from a year ago. Deere says it's dealing with weaker demand. It hasn't estimated any impact from tariffs on the U.S. or regulatory actions by other countries. Molson Coors quarter was better than expected. The beer company's profit and sales topped expectations. Higher prices helped offset slower sales. A major oil company is cutting staff. Chevron says it will cut 15 to 20% of its global workforce by the end of next year. It's looking to cut up to $3 billion in costs. Honda and Nissan have ended their merger plans. Nissan is now expected to look for other partners. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Posola, invested in you.
Kudlow on Fox Business is now on the go for podcast fans. Download the Kudlow Show podcast every weekday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com. Kudlow covers the latest headlines and business trends with an emphasis on the financial impact facing households and businesses across the country. Listen to interviews with key business newsmakers. The Kudlow podcast will be available on the go after the show every weekday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Stevie J here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to thenateevansgroup.com.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Alrighty, it is the 13th of February. What are you doing for your Valentine, your special somebody? What you got in mind? Thoughtful is your tip. Thoughtful is good. Something that you think of that she didn't know or he didn't know that you even heard, and you do something like that. That'd be nice. All right, we got John Decker coming up 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. That's our weekly feature with a guy that is in and out of the White House every day. The Gray Television is a television company not as big as Nexstar, which owns Channel 3 here, but 130 stations. I think Nexstar has almost 200 or something. Anyway, John Decker, Gray Television, White House correspondent, who's in the press briefing room, which is really crowded these days. They've allowed more to come in. And we shall talk about news of the day and what he's working on. It's hard to keep up with Donald Trump now. There's a lot going on. 64 executive orders so far. He had 30 in the first month last time, and I think Joe Biden had 12. Tulsi Gabbard was sworn in as the Intelligence Director of Intelligence, DNI, Director, National Intelligence. Anyway, today at 9:30 Central, Robert Kennedy Jr. will probably get enough votes. In fact, they don't call a vote unless they know they've got the vote. So RFK Jr., just a highly unusual. Tulsi Gabbard, former Democrat. RFK Jr., former Democrat, beloved liberal. He's in there. He's going to make it. And then Kash Patel is the FBI guy. I think he's going to make it. They count heads and get votes. It's all partisan. It's just 53-47. It's just along party lines. I mean, there's been a few that have gotten a vote. Mitch McConnell isn't going to vote right now for anything Donald Trump. So there's that. But I think Donald Trump has shown some restraint and not pounded Mitch, who like Joe Biden has aged out of this thing. There are several Republicans that have, and a number of Democrats as well. Okay, so Paul Harvey. I was always a huge fan of Paul Harvey. And I have played that thing he wrote in 1965 about the direction of America, and it's just scary and eerie how correct he was back then. Well, this whole issue of global warming then turned to climate change and all of that. 1992, the great legendary Hall of Fame broadcaster Paul Harvey had some interesting insight into this whole area of conversation. 1992, Paul Harvey.
Barely a week goes by, but what some researcher tries to scare us or trick us out of research money by claiming that the sky is falling. And with the willing complicity of headline-hungry media, a recent crisis of the month had to do with global warming. An ozone hole is opening up over the United States, we were told, the effects of which were already measurable in an increase in skin cancer. On the contrary, destroying chlorine around the polar vortex has been declining since January. A major objective of a recent shuttle mission was to determine the scope and scale of the so-called ozone hole, and the silence since has been deafening from those whose livelihood depends on creating crises. Recent data from the Upper Atmosphere Research Satellites affirms that any problem is less, it's not greater. Ozone levels fluctuate all of the time, partly because of volcanic activity and solar flares. But MIT's Technology Review has made an exhaustive study of worldwide ocean temperatures since 1851, has concluded that there appears to have been little or no global warming over the past century. In fact, the net rise in world surface temperature during the last century, which was about 1%, almost all occurred before 1940, and that was before aerosols, and that has since been reversed. Former NASA chief Robert Jastrow and former Scripps director William Nierenberg, past president of the American Academy of Sciences, Frederick Seitz, all have concluded in a scathing rebuke of those who make money by predicting global warming, quote, if we allow ourselves to be influenced by press release, we could spend $1 trillion over the next decade destroying what's left of the American economy in an utterly unnecessary attempt to repeal the Industrial Revolution.
All right, Paul Harvey, one of the greatest broadcasters of all time, with insight into that, which kind of lines up with money and spending from the United States and your tax dollars. All the money we've done there, I don't even know what... they haven't got to that department yet. Okay, I was mentioning Holy Cross 7th grade playing for a state title tonight over Normal. And some texts come in. Becky says Eli Marino, and then Matt says Colton Stonecipher, John Fletcher, and Brandon Ritter are some of the kids on that team. And if you have other names, I'll shout them out. They're down for a state title tonight. That's hard to do, and it's so exciting when you know somebody, your kiddo is involved in something like that. And when I know about them, I mention them. Sometimes I know about them, sometimes I don't. So I want to salute. I know I mentioned Edison Middle School again. They're at the state. They play Saturday. But anyway, congratulations, kids. We hope you win. I know the opponent will be good, but you're good too. So what a marvelous year. And it's fun to celebrate that. All right, we'll be right back. We'll talk to John Decker, our White House correspondent, national correspondent for Gray Television, and talk about stuff that's been going on every single day. We'll do that in just moments. Glad you're listening. You can text in on the Fisher National Bank text line 217-359-2255.
Nate Evans at the Nate Evans Group with eXp Realty. Let's talk about your team real quick, because you mentioned that when you came in the door. Everybody's got experience. To me, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, so what I really love about this team that we've got together right now is we have zero turnover. We changed our business model back in 2018 from trying to train people and get them up to speed and working, and maybe the more of a less is more and quality over quantity, and it's organically grown into something that's outstanding. We focused on putting the right people there and working with talented professionals. And that has grown into something that I'm extremely blessed to be a part of. We set a record in our local MLS for volume sold in the area. The next closest competitor to us is more than $30 million away in overall volume. We don't get to those places without working with some of the best talent in the entire town.
You can reach out at Nate Evans Group and start packing.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The Senate votes this morning on Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s nomination as Health and Human Services Secretary.
Next up, Kash Patel's nomination to head up the FBI. We think the Senate Judiciary Committee will move him along to a full Senate vote, while Democrats are accusing him of trying to orchestrate a purge at the FBI. Linda McMahon, Trump's nominee for Secretary of Education, appears for her confirmation hearing. Democrats and teachers' unions are hoping to derail her.
Fox's Doug Luzader. A car is driven into a crowd in Munich, Germany. At least 28 people are injured.
A 24-year-old Afghan asylum seeker is believed to be the driver. His motive remains unclear. Police quickly detained the suspect. With the high-profile Munich security conference beginning Friday, security is extremely tight.
Fox has met Murphy. Vice President Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio are expected to attend that security conference. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. An Urbana woman accused of stabbing an elderly man to death. Police say the victim found Monday morning in the 1300 block of Laurel Drive. He was pronounced dead on scene. Authorities did arrest Sharon Moore on multiple charges, including murder. U-Haul facility in Champaign's closed down. Another popped up to replace it near the University of Illinois campus. U-Haul ceased all business operations at 2022 Glen Park Drive in Champaign January 16 and had to let 11 team members go. That same day, however, a new facility began serving customers at 306 East University Avenue. Organizers revealing more acts for this year's Illinois State Fair. 9-time Grammy winner Sheryl Crow performing on the fair grandstand August 12th. The Turnpike Troubadours are scheduled to take the stage August 17. This year's Illinois State Fair being held August 7th to the 17th in Springfield. Enjoy the show. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. We check our weather. Brought to you by Carl. Carl knows when it comes to your health. They'll be there to help you through it all, from convenient care to advanced diagnostics. Count on Carl. You can learn more at carl.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. Big rains yesterday. More to come from the Ohio and southward. That lack of moisture certainly contributing to the lack of snowfall here. Most of the accumulating snows were lighter as well north and northwest of Champaign. A couple of snow flurries will linger in spots early on this morning. A partly sunny midday and afternoon. Breezy cold, 23, but falling after lunchtime out of west-northwest wind. Much colder tonight. Clear, 5 above, locally near zero in some of the outlying areas. For the day tomorrow, sunny in the morning and then an increasing cloud deck for the afternoon, and a couple snow flurries towards supper time at 30. Little light snow early tomorrow night, no accumulation, then some mixed sleet and snow and freezing rain after midnight. Lows near 28 and rising. Cloudy, rainy for the day on Saturday. Maybe a little freezing rain and sleet north of Champaign to start. Highs up near about 38. We shift back to windy, colder weather. Falling temperatures from 20 to 25 with morning snow showers and flurries on Sunday. Bitter cold Monday, 0 in the morning, 13 in the afternoon. More light snow next Tuesday and Wednesday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Yeah, it's cold, like 21 degrees around central Illinois, with an active weather pattern over the next 7 days with sleet, snow, rain, cold, like Monday morning 0. So it'll be cold. But it is Thursday. John Decker. I want to talk to John Decker. He is the one we know. I want to talk to John Decker. He's at the White House in press room.
John Decker. I want to talk to
Yes,
John
children and combines. Now sing his theme. Ladies and gentlemen, Great Television's national and White House correspondent is John Decker. How are you today, John?
I'm doing great, Stevie. Hope you're having a good week so far.
Yep, saw you at the press briefing yesterday, standing off to Caroline's right and left as you're looking at her. So does that get old where you have to moosh together? It looks like a pretty they need a bigger room. They need a bigger boat.
Yeah. Well, the president actually spoke about his desire to build a bigger ballroom for the White House, but was rebuffed. Maybe, that's something that he will pursue in his second term, but no talk of building a bigger press briefing room. I think that we're going to have to deal with the crowded rooms like you saw yesterday for the foreseeable future. The president will have a press conference today, however, in the East Room at the White House, which is a pretty large room, and that's for the joint press conference that I'll have with India's Prime Minister Modi. He's meeting with him in the Oval Office today, Stevie, and then after their bilateral meeting in the Oval Office, they'll talk about what they discussed at the news conference that will take place late this afternoon.
That's our biggest trade partner? I was surprised to hear that.
Yeah, huge trade imbalance that exists between the U.S. and India. So tariffs you certainly can expect to be imposed against India, and we'll hear the reaction from Prime Minister Modi later this afternoon. But that's what the president has pursued, is trade tariffs against all of our trading partners, not just allies, not just adversaries, but each and every one of the trading partners that the U.S. has.
Having covered presidents since the 90s, John Decker, it has to be fascinating to have a guy look at everything through a different prism. He didn't look at it like approvals and re-election. He's looking at it like this is a bad deal and I get bad deals because I'm a business guy. Just different.
Well, it is different, and, the president realizes this is his second and final term, so he's hitting the ground running. Hard to believe it's just 3.5 weeks ago that he was sworn into office, all the things that have taken place, all the things that he said, and all of the actions that he's implemented through executive action, and that's even before we get to the legislative agenda, which, is going to be pursued this year as well, including border security bill, bill that also encompasses immigration reform, and another bill that will take care of tax policy. So a lot on the agenda for the president this year.
All right, the only lawyer on Press Road, John Decker. He has access and the keys, I do believe, to the United States Supreme Court. He's the big dog. So I want your reaction to Pam Bondi.
We're here today because we have filed charges against the state of New York. We have filed charges against Kathy Hochul. We have filed charges against Letitia James and Mark Schroeder, who is with DMV. This is a new DOJ, and we are taking steps to protect Americans, American citizens, and angel moms, like the mom standing right behind me, who you're going to hear from in a moment. New York has chosen to prioritize illegal aliens over American citizens. It stops today. As you know, we sued Illinois, and New York didn't listen. So now you're next.
All right. So what is the impact? I mean, what happens when you sue a state? John, any idea?
Well, you when you sue a state, obviously it's a suit that is civil in nature, and you're trying to extract some sort of promises from that state to change its behavior as it relates to a particular issue, and that's what the Attorney General is trying to do here. She's trying to extract promises from New York State, its governor, its mayor, that it will change its policies as it relates to how New York City is viewed as a sanctuary city and its policies towards migrants that live in that city, and often in cases, bust to that city. So we'll see the reaction from New York's governor. I think we're going to see a favorable reaction as it relates to the way Trump wants to see things from New York's mayor. That is after, of course, the Justice Department moving to drop all federal charges against him.
Well, and I know Letitia Baldridge is always in there. Donald Trump wouldn't mind if, he sued her 5 times.
Letitia James.
Letitia James Baldridge. That was the etiquette person. Sorry. Letitia James. So there's maybe more in there. Eric Adams, I think, and Donald Trump have kind of bonded over, being indicted or something. So
yeah, well, look, I think that Eric Adams played that perfectly. He really cozied up to Donald Trump, traveled down to Mar-a-Lago, made the case, and he had sympathetic ears listening to his case in Donald Trump, and I think that's one of the reasons why he's not going to have to worry about federal charges going forward. He can focus on re-election. I don't know if he's going to get reelected. I don't really follow New York politics, but that's what he can focus on. Doesn't have to worry about a criminal case hanging over his head.
Well, because of the civil lawsuit from Pam Bondi, the Attorney General of the United States, can you hold up billions of dollars to the states of Illinois and New York with this ongoing thing?
Well, you can do anything you want. You can be challenged on what it is that you're going to do in terms of getting New York State to change its ways. Challenged in federal court, but certainly if that's the tactic that the DOJ wants to pursue and the Trump administration wants to pursue, they can certainly do that. If you don't comply, think about this years ago, Stevie. Remember, there was a bill that I'm trying to think what it was. Has to do with the highway system, and whether or not highway funds could go to a state if they didn't comply with a federal law,
right,
and the government said, we'll take away your highway funds unless you comply with this particular law. And lo and behold, every state complied. And so, you can get a lot of action by raising that kind of threat over states, especially when you're talking about the amount of federal dollars that flow from the federal government to the state government.
It's one more legal question, I'll get back to journalism, but it fascinates me how a president can be held up by a single judge in whatever state. It just holds it all up. It can eventually be appealed all the way up, I guess, but it all takes time. I guess it's a stall tactic, or what is it?
Well, look, what we've seen so far is certain judges, for certain issues, have imposed nationwide moratoriums or temporary restraining orders on certain actions that the administration has taken. We know that a Boston federal judge initially did that, but now he's lifted that federal judge. So the buyouts of those federal workers can now proceed as the Trump administration wants them to proceed. This is something that's not something new for the Trump administration. We've seen federal judges act this way during the Biden administration as well. One single federal judge, for instance, holding up, let's say, President Biden's plan to do away with all of those student loans.
Right.
That's an example of something that happened in the prior administration, and now we're seeing it play out in the Trump administration as well.
I'm just, whoever it is, Biden, it just amazes me that a guy in that town on a bench can hold the president of the United States up from doing that. I think where I disagreed with Biden going saying, hey, I'm not going to listen to him. And if you start that, hey, also AOC has said that she does webinars for people to avoid ICE. Anything illegal? What if is that illegal, or can you just help criminals or maybe criminals?
I think that's free speech. You can certainly do that. You follow that advice. However, that is where you get into trouble. There are people all across the country that have webinars in terms of how not to pay your federal taxes.
Okay,
well, you can go to that webinar. You can hold that webinar. But if you follow that advice, good luck to you. You might end up like Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, right. But I guess the difference would be that if I'm here illegally, I have broken a federal crime, a law, and so I'm technically I'm in the wrong. So I'm wondering if I'm aiding and abetting in any way somebody who the police and ICE are looking for.
Yeah, again, I think there's a slippery slope. It's free speech. You can have that webinar if you want to have it. You can talk about. There used to be a book. I think it was Abby Hoffman wrote a book many years ago, published, and the book was entitled "Steal This," and the whole book was ways to rip off the government.
Wow. Yeah.
So I like that's the right that we have living in our country to. Exercise our free speech rights, but actions, different story entirely, Stevie.
John Decker, Great Television's White House correspondent on Thursdays. Always a pleasure to have him on. I think Elon Musk is brilliant. I think he might be odd.
Well, he is brilliant. You're not wrong about that.
No, but
what he's done.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez calls him unintelligent or dumb. I'm going,
well, come on.
I'm going, honey, please don't say that. That makes you look bad. Anyway, I don't know of any other human being that take a 3 or 4 year old into the Oval Office when you don't have anybody in case something goes a little awry. I mean, X is a pretty well-behaved little boy, but boy, oh boy, he's with Elon a lot, one of his sons.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's been, seen all over Washington, D.C., in the Capitol, now in the Oval Office. A lucky little boy, I would say, right? I'd say bring that little boy to the Super Bowl. I don't know if he did that, but that's where a little boy also wants to be, not these places that may bore a little 4-year-old.
Hey, I'm also wondering, politically, the Democrats are rallying pretty much every day, or maybe 20 of them, or whatever the number is.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can be against knowing where all the money's being spent. You're just asking kind of for an audit, and I don't understand the pushback, because I played earlier this hour a clip of Al Gore saying, hey, we need to be better at spending our money. So I think it depends who says it.
Yeah, you know what? It's so funny that you played that clip of Al Gore. I mentioned Al Gore this morning myself. You brilliant minds think alike, Stevie, because that's exactly what Bill Clinton tasked Al Gore with doing when he became president back in 1993. It was called reinventing government. That's Al Gore pointed to the $2,000 hammer that our Pentagon pays for as an example of waste, fraud, and abuse in our federal government. Obviously, Elon Musk is doing a better job of finding that, waste, fraud, and abuse than Al Gore did. But not the first time that a White House has focused on ways to save money in the federal government.
I'm wondering if the people that are shouting the loudest have benefited somewhat from something. I mean, to the point of embarrassment or illegalities. I'm saying, hey, why just skim here or get this from that for this for that kind of thing? I don't know if that's possible, but I guess you keep looking, because you certainly can't do that.
Yeah, I look, you might be right about that. Certainly those Democrats that are protesting the actions that are being taken by Elon Musk and the team that's going through all of these federal departments and agencies. They're, upset about maybe the boat being rocked, but, if you can find examples of waste in the government, I have no doubt, Stevie, there is waste in our government.
Yeah,
Come
sure.
on. I mean, it's a huge government. To me, I don't think you have to have a goal of, as Donald Trump and Elon Musk have, of $2 trillion. You save any money, that's a great thing that you're doing on behalf of the government. So I don't understand the complaints about this. And you may recall when the Department of Government Efficiency was first announced, there were Democrats that said, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah, right.
And now, for whatever reason, maybe they're getting pushbacks from their constituents. Yeah. They're saying, no, I don't like what Elon Musk and his team are doing.
Well, there's just no question that something's happening with some of that money, and I've got to look into all of it. But the NGO, the non-governmental organization, the Pritzker family's getting like 64 of those, if that's true. Again, there are things you just got to examine to say, wait a minute, what are we doing here? Who's getting money? Is the media? A lot of the media. I know that I read Politico was getting $8 million from the U.S.
Yeah, I saw that. I was shocked by that.
Somebody said that's subscriptions, but would you buy a subscription for all your government workers for Politico? I don't know. So what about a little kickback for the White House correspondent for Gray, man? What's up? Listen, I just think there's a lot of people that have benefited that probably shouldn't get this money, because I know it's subjective, but a whole lot of this sounds like, come on, we don't have the luxury of doing this. We're in debt.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. Going to change the subject here. How about that Rod Blagojevich, huh? That's unbelievable.
I'm telling you
Pardoned.
what, Rod Blagojevich, I remember there was a span of 3 weeks where I had him on once a week, and I thought he was an affable, nice guy.
Sure.
But what he did in Chicago, selling Obama's seat, he's lounging. Listen, he didn't do anything wrong from the standpoint of culture in Chicago. But he got arrogant. They threw him under the bus and said, okay, time for him to go. Because look at Michael Madigan, longest term Speaker of the House in the state of Illinois in our history. Yeah. He was indicted 2 days ago. So I think at some point you wear out your welcome, and I don't think Rod handled it very well. But I'm not shocked at all. It was commuted, now pardoned. Rod Blagojevich is completely pardoned by the president. And I think, boy, he owes Trump a lot on that one, huh?
Oh, does he ever? There's talk about, the idea of him being named U.S. ambassador to Serbia. So we'll see if that happens. That would be quite the turnaround. Only in America can that kind of thing happen.
Are there ambassadors for every country?
Yes. How about that? Why? Is there a country that you want to be ambassador? I'll put in the good word with.
My last name's
with Trump for you.
Khachaturian. That's Armenian. What about
Yes. What about Armenia? Why not?
Why
Let's
not?
Go for it.
I'll go to Yerevan. Come on, man.
You can and on the side broadcast the show from Armenia.
We are live from the coffee shop in Yerevan. Good morning, everyone. Hey, listen, keep up your good work. We appreciate always talking to you, John Decker. People can find you and see some of your reporting at gray.tv and find the I always look for you in the press room and
that's another way. You just watch a press briefing, watch a press conference.
And what is really perplexing what you just said, I can't get a bigger press room, but I can take Greenland, Panama Canal, and Gaza. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Hey, I heard a colleague of mine, I don't know if he's repeating something he read somewhere else or heard somewhere else, but he suggested that Trump rename Greenland Red, White, and Blue Land. You like that idea?
Let's go. Let's go. Gulf of America. AP, you're out of here. You're out of here.
Yeah.
AP's been kicked out of the Oval, but not reporting accurate information. Can a guy just rename stuff? I don't know how the rules work on stuff like Department of Interior.
I imagine you can, right? Okay. You're president. Why not? Executive action. That's what he's been trying to do with, I think, Mount McKinley.
Yeah.
Denali. They rename it Mount McKinley. So, that's what a president can do, and that's what Trump's doing.
John Decker, always a pleasure, my friend. We'll talk next Thursday. I
look forward to it. Have a great day. Great weekend, Stevie. Talk to you real soon.
You betcha. John Decker. Great television. All right, ESPN 93.5. I am Stevie J. Nathanielson is coming up. Did you know? That'll be next. Now weather with meteorologist Greg Solier.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Illinois, Champaign and Memphis. Saturday dodged a bullet yesterday with deeper snowmaking moisture staying to the south and the accumulating snow, while to the north and west of us. A cold day today, though. A couple snow flurries around this morning. Partly sunny, breezy. Temperatures to about 23, but slowly falling as the afternoon wears on. West-northwest wind will be gusty. Much colder tonight. Mostly clear, 5 above, locally near 0. Usual low cold spots tomorrow. Sunny to start. Increasing clouds by the afternoon. A few snow flurries late, and the high around 30. Maybe a quick period of some snow, light snow early tomorrow night, then some mixed snow, sleet, freezing rain after midnight, 28 and rising temperatures. Saturday, cloudy, rainy, maybe some freezing rain, sleet, and snow to start the day off north and west of Champaign. Highs up near about 38. Windy, much colder for the day on Sunday, 20 to 25 and dropping with morning snow showers and flurries. Will be down near 0 Monday morning, 13 the high. Single-digit lows at night Tuesday and Wednesday with light snow and flurry activity. Highs of 18 on Tuesday, 20 on Wednesday, down below 0 here come next Thursday morning. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
When you're looking for your next vehicle, be sure to stop at Sarah Champagne and listen to Merez.
Hi, I'm Merez Johnson Jr., power forward for the University of Illinois basketball team. The only place you should shop for your next vehicle is Sarah Champagne, home of Honda, BMW, Buick GMC, and Subaru. Why? Because they treat you like family every time. Take it from me, Merez Johnson Jr. Sarah Champagne will be the last dealership you will ever work with.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. There's no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help you improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
So they're doing a hearing on USAID right now, and a couple of protesters got in there, so they've had them removed. So there's that. All right, it's Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen, my son in Chicago, I call him Nathaniel's son, but he is a new father as well. He and Allison had a beautiful daughter 1 month ago tomorrow, Nathaniel. How do you do that?
Well, it flies by. I'm sure the next
18 and plus years will.
Well, you are going through the early feedings and all of those things, and she's a absolutely beautiful, unbelievably gorgeous little baby. Of course, I'm not biased. Beautiful.
No, we've been so fortunate. Things just have gone so smoothly for us, and we have a lot to be thankful for.
Josephine, unbelievable. Josie Gray. All right, Nathaniel, what you know? What are we doing on Did You Know?
Well, it's funny you brought up USAID, because this morning we're going to talk just a little. We're going to scratch the surface of the U.S. debt. And, Dad, a little bit of this topic actually came from you, and I think it's really hard for us to comprehend how big these numbers are when we say billions and trillions. And so we'll try to make this feel a little bit more real, just give us some sense of the magnitude of these numbers. And so we're going to equate it to time. So let's equate it to seconds. A simple math, you could find out that 1,000 seconds is about 16 minutes. But then if you go up to 1 million seconds, that escalates to 11 and a half days. 1 billion seconds equates to 31 years.
Wow.
And 1 trillion seconds grows by 1,000-fold to 31,000 years.
Oh, unbelievable.
Now, our current national debt is $36 trillion. And it might be just helpful to take a step back and think, okay, well, what causes debt? And it's not that dissimilar from your own personal finances, and it's just not enough income to offset expenses. Obviously, if any one person was in debt by anything like that or anything close to that, that would be, not very good financial practice. Now, the country has always been in debt, though, even from our inception. The Founding Fathers had to finance the Revolutionary War, and there weren't enough people to tax, or they couldn't tax them high enough, so they borrowed money. And we had a debt of about $75 million by the time the country was about 10 years old. Now, the most dramatic spike, appearingly, in our country's history of the debt was actually during the Civil War. In 1860, our debt had started before the war was $65 million, adjusted for inflation, $65 million of today's money, to 1865 at the end of the war to $3 billion, an increase of 4,000%. Again, simply because the government needed money to pay for troops and ammunition and all the things that come with war. So while all this might seem a little hard and complex, I think it's important for us to dig in, and I encourage people on their own. And maybe we'll spend some future weeks diving into these topics a little bit more, because there's a lot to unpack with these numbers.
Yeah, there really is, and the numbers are so big, and it's just hard to comprehend. If 1 trillion seconds is 31,000 years, I mean, that's just unbelievable. The exponential rate, how that increases. But again, I guess the bottom line theory and concrete fact is you really can't spend more than you bring in, which is every family has to deal with that. So it makes sense. It's just we don't know what the ramifications of something that gets out of hand like that. 36 trillion. I mean, when George W. Bush was running, he had a $4 trillion deficit, right? It was total $4 trillion. That was 20 years ago. Now it's 36. So going that direction can't be good. Great stuff, Nathaniel, son. Great stuff.
Yeah. The last thing I'll add is I think it's important, and maybe something to be mindful of, is when we spend our own money, we're mindful of what we spend it on. But when you're spending someone else's money, it's easy to be a little more careless.
Yeah, but I'm technically spending you and Allison's money here. Right? I mean, it's
right. We're spending all of our own money.
All money, right? Hey, great job, Nathaniel, son from Chicago. Talk soon. Thank you. ESPN 93.5. The news coming up. Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow right here in Champaign-Urbana can switch you over so you can start saving today. Kurt and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. It's easy to switch and save. Just give them a call when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Tim Culver, owner and president of Classic Plumbing and Air.
A plumber is a person that is well-rounded. They have education, they have experience, and they are versed in more than only one phase of plumbing. A plumber is someone that has experience in all three phases, and they understand how all three of these plumbing aspects work together as well.
Was in the heating and air conditioning business for approximately 30 years and then retired in 2021. So I came out of retirement because I'm very big on taking care of our local community. The most satisfying part of my job is when I know that I've done the right thing for the customer, taking care of the customer's happy, and when I walk out the door that I'm not afraid to put a sign out in front of their house that says, "This job was done by Chuck Thompson, Classic Plumbing and Air."
Visit them at classicplum.com.
This is WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Ukraine's president is pushing back. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The day after President Trump said he was optimistic about ending the war after a long phone call with Russia's leader, saying he and Vladimir Putin will soon meet in person for talks.
So we can stop the killing, and I think we'll probably end up at some point getting a ceasefire.
Now, this morning, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he will not accept any Trump-Putin agreement in talks that do not include Ukraine. Tomorrow, Zelensky will meet with Vice President Vance at a security conference in Munich, Germany, where someone went on the attack today, driving into a crowd of people, injuring 28 of them. There's a Gaza update this morning. Hamas now says it will release more hostages Saturday, days after threatening not to, which led to Israeli threats of restarting the war. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has a big day, poised to become the Health and Human Services Secretary in a Senate vote this morning.
Democrats blasted Kennedy's understanding of Medicaid and his stance on vaccines in a late-night session. The question is not whether the Senate will confirm Kennedy, but whether all Republicans will vote yes.
Fox's Chad Pergram at the Capitol. This hour, the Senate Judiciary Committee will meet to consider advancing Kash Patel's nomination to be the FBI director. No Democrats support him either. A win for President Trump in court. A federal judge lifting his block on the Trump buyout plan for federal workers. However, those who didn't accept that offer already can't anymore. The deadline's now passed.
The Trump team believes they've shrunken the federal workforce by about 3%. By the deadline, 75,000 people said they wanted to take the offered buyout, so long as it holds up in court and Congress funds the 8 months of pay and benefits.
Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House. We just got another update showing inflation creeping back up. This one on wholesale or producer prices for January.
PPI month over month came in higher by 0.4%, hotter than expected. 3.5% is the headline year-over-year number.
Fox Business Network Cheryl Casoni says, like the consumer price update yesterday, the annual wholesale inflation rate was higher than December's. America's listening to Fox News.
During tax season, your personal info travels to a lot of places you can't control. Between payroll, your home office, your tax preparer, and the IRS, if your W-2 gets exposed, that's just the ticket for identity thieves. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
While Democrats keep pushing back on President Trump's plan to cut federal spending with legal challenges to block his actions and block Elon Musk, who runs the new Department of Government Efficiency, Musk has told a World Government Summit in Dubai in a video call that he thinks some federal agencies will have to be eliminated entirely.
Because if you leave part of them behind, it's easy. It's kind of like if leaving a weed. If you don't remove the roots of the weed, then it's easy for the weed to grow back.
In the Trump push for mass deportations of illegal immigrants who've committed crimes or are security threats, Attorney General Pam Bondi, after already suing Illinois and Chicago, is filing a lawsuit against New York,
alleging it is shielding illegal immigrants by defying federal laws.
Violent criminals, gang members, drug traffickers, human smugglers will no longer terrorize the American people.
New York's governor responding, quote, "We expect Pam Bondi's worthless, publicity-driven lawsuit to be a total failure."
That's Fox's Chanley Painter. Now, Governor Kathy Hochul was supposed to meet President Trump at the White House today. That has been canceled. An ex-cop is now a convict in New Mexico after a deadly shooting while he was in uniform.
A jury in Las Cruces, New Mexico, took fewer than 2 hours to convict former police officer Brad Lunsford of voluntary manslaughter for his shooting and killing of 36-year-old Presley Eze during a 2022 scuffle at a gas station. Another officer's body-worn camera recorded the event.
Stop, turn around.
Police were called by someone claiming Eze stole beer from a nearby store. The confrontation intensified when Lunsford pulled Eze from a car, but prosecutors showed Eze was not armed. Lunsford could be sent to prison for up to 9 years. Eben Brown, Fox News.
Now, in addition to the inflation update, we got also a report showing a decline last week in first-time unemployment claims. And on Wall Street, stock futures are rising before today's trading. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Organizers revealing more acts for this year's Illinois State Fair. 9-time Grammy winner Sheryl Crow performing on the fair grandstand August 12th. The Turnpike Troubadours are scheduled to take the stage August 17th. This year's Illinois State Fair is being held August 7th through the 17th. That'll take place in Springfield. Enjoy the show. That's what's happening. Sangamon County Board is signing off on a $10 million settlement for the family of Sonia Massey. The board unanimously approved the payout, reaching the agreement last week. The 36-year-old black woman shot and killed last July inside her Springfield home. Former Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson charged with first-degree murder. Illinois suspending events that feature the exhibition of sale or poultry. Illinois Department of Agriculture issuing a 30-day suspension on the exhibition of sale of poultry at swap meets, exhibitions, flea markets, and auction markets. You're up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Okay, Greg, you've heard about this USAID and some of the spending our government has done.
Yeah.
I just saw one.
Yeah.
$4.6 million contract to coordinate meetings. Can I do that?
Don't they have a thing called Teams and StreamYard and all that?
And can you meet next Tuesday?
To
okay, I'll get you down for Tuesday. I'm done with my job today, coordinating meetings. It's just stunning, some of these numbers. And
is that a budget or is that payment for one person?
It's a contract. There's a company. The company coordinated your meetings, and it's $4.6 million. And
you don't need that. You got Microsoft Teams and StreamYard and Zoom.
It might be a glitch. I don't get internet very well, so let's get somebody to coordinate meetings. Anyway, all this stuff's coming out about, gosh, do we need to spend it on that in light of our debt? I think we. Most people are going, nope, that's silly. Anyway, they're having hearings today and all that stuff. We need a contract for say $6.7 million to coordinate weather. We can do that. Yeah.
I'll split that with you, no problem.
Yeah, I got a guy. Hang on, let me get him on the phone. I'm coordinating weather. yeah, he's good. He knows how to do weather.
I wish that was the, but it's not. But that's okay.
Hey,
I'm fine with that.
If you tell me that I get $1.2 million to study caterpillars, I'm in. Okay, I will justify it to you till midnight. I will justify anything. That's what we do. We get into this stuff. And all of a sudden, how many cracks people step on the sidewalk has become a study. It's it's silly and it's unbelievable. But if you are the person doing it, I can justify it till the cows come home, sir.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of that kind of politics where you're always cashing out to your. What's the name of that?
It's pork.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
It's our meteorologist, Greg Solier. We got an active weather pattern. He's here to kind of guide you through. So what you seeing here?
You've hit the nail on the head with a plethora of weather systems on the move, although we do see maybe a little break and an easing and winding down of this stuff that comes at us here with another winder upper. This one will have far more dynamics to work with over the course of the weekend. It'll be really drawing air in more from the Gulf and more from the warmer climes. So we anticipate not a big warm up, but more of a liquid event around here, and any of the frozen stuff as well as snow will be pretty much minimal. However, the areas that did get snow, 2 to 4 on the lower side over some of the western ends of the state, get into Iowa, northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin, generally 4 to 6 out there. We may be looking at some of those kind of totals and doubling it perhaps with this weekend weather system. So heads up on travels to the north and northwest. Manageable around here. Meanwhile, it's flooding rain to continue contend with again at the Ohio on southward. 18 at Willard and Savoy now, 20 at Danville, 12 Bloomington, normal near 0, if not below, at the Mississippi. You head into parts of the Dakotas at 15 to 25 and approaching 30 below 0 into parts of northern South Dakota and North Dakota. Not that harsh around here, but getting pretty tough for the days to come. Partly sunny sky evolving here, and a couple of snow flurries on the Indiana side. Moving on out with a breezy cold high of 23. Probably falling a bit here this afternoon on the west-northwest wind. 5 above tonight. Sky is clear. Winds drop back, probably 0 and below, where we had a little more snow cover here in points to the north and west. Tomorrow, sunny in the morning early on, then increasing clouds. Couple snow flurries late and a high at 30. Quick little dash of some snow tomorrow evening. I don't think there's anything to worry about from a travel standpoint. Overnight tomorrow night, maybe a little quick dash of snow, sleet, freezing rain, 28, but rising to a cloudy, rainy, windy Saturday at 40, dropping Saturday night, maybe a little wet snow mixed in, and snow showers and flurries 20 to 25, and dropping Sunday 0 Monday morning, 13 in the afternoon, highs upper teens and low 20s, a little light snow and stuff in the air for Tuesday, Wednesday next week, and by mid next week, once again down near, if not below 0 at night.
What about Chicago on Saturday? What about Chicago on Sunday?
Yeah, it's cleaning up, digging out.
I got you.
So,
okay,
and it's probably the I-55 Illinois River corridor as it shoots up in the southwest and southern suburbs and points north and west, especially city west and north. I think we've got several rounds of snow for the weekend, so plan accordingly.
Got you covered, meteorologist Greg Solier. Always a pleasure to have our meteorologist alongside. It is Stevie J coming out of your radio. Diane returns tomorrow from a nice vacation. Good to have you listening. You're always welcome on the Fisher National Bank text line 217-359-2255. Marty had sent this in. The Gulf of Mexico has had many names. Did you know that? Over the last, I don't know, when did the Spanish start discovering stuff? 1400? Anyway, the list of names that we used to call the Gulf of Mexico, now called the Gulf of America. We called it the Mexican Bay. We called it Sino Mexicano. Gulf of Mexico. I guess the Spanish might have named that honoring the Mexican people in the 1500s. But it's also been called the Gulf of Florida, Gulf of Cortez, Gulf of New Spain, Gulf of the Sea of the North, Gulf of St. Michael, the Yucatan Sea, Great Antillean Gulf, Cathayan Sea, and the Chinese Sea. So Gulf of Mexico, at least over the last 500 years, has had a number of references, and now Google even picked it up. It's now called the Gulf of America, which I prefer. Thank you. I don't know if Mexico will print any maps that say that, but it's the Gulf of America for the United States now, and I guess the President and the Interior Secretary can do stuff like that. I don't know. 812. Okay, this is a teacher that laid it all on the line when it comes to what's being taught in at least her school.
Hi, I'm a teacher from Fairfax County Public Schools. I'm going to give
a medical exemption.
I'm sorry?
Do you have a medical exemption for
I do.
mask? Okay. You've been cleared by staff. Can someone?
Yes, I have. Can I have my full minute, please?
You may.
Thank you.
I'm waiting for staff to give me a thumbs up that the medical exemption was granted.
What is a medical exemption in front of all these people? What are they talking? A medical what? Murmur.
You know, it's actually embarrassing that you have to ask me that question in front of hundreds of people here. That's discrimination against HIPAA.
Privacy stuff.
It is. I can't ask you if you're gay. I can't ask you if you have herpes. You can't ask me about my medical exemption. I can't ask you if you're pregnant. You can't ask me that question.
Would you like your minute now?
I would love my minute, yes. Thank you.
The clock.
I'm a Fairfax County public school teacher, and I'm going to give a message of encouragement to parents and teachers and students who are too afraid to come and speak forward. Parents, the longer that you wait and you don't hold your child's schools accountable gives these guys more time to dictate what's best for your child's physical, mental, and emotional health. Don't be afraid to speak out for your kids because they are voiceless and they rely on you. You should be afraid of them rooting for socialism by the time they get to middle school. Teachers, it may seem that our careers have come to a dead end, but I'm here to remind you we don't work for the school board. We work to mold the next generation of well-rounded American patriots. So don't give up because it is up to us. Students, you are on the front lines of these indoctrination camps. Challenge the staff when you're presented with a ludicrous statement, and do not allow anybody to tell you that you cannot accomplish anything because of your skin color or to hate yourself because of your skin color. Students, it is up to you to be the next generation of victims or victors. And finally, to the board.
Okay, I didn't get the finally to the board. Her minute was up. So here's a bold teacher. You know what? In all reality, you have the students speak up. Yeah. Go to the principal's office. And if you're in college, your grade depends on acquiescing, right? If you need a good grade in a class and you know you've got a lib professor, you're probably not picking a fight on that one, because you'll just either flunk or get a really bad grade. So you kind of have to dance the dance, I think. I mean, legitimately drop the class, get another one. I don't know. But I don't think too many students are. First of all, there's more and more younger people that are seeing a different path for their political views. There's no doubt about it. Donald Trump won the youth vote by, 10 points? I think even the college age, I think he's up 4. So it's very unusual for a Republican candidate to get any support at that age, but the tide seems to be turning a little bit. And what's going on in Chicago? You see these city council meetings? People are wearing, the African-American population, a lot of that I've seen, speaking and stuff, all wearing red. It says, turn Chicago red. I don't think that's possible, but I don't know. All right, I had mentioned the Holy Cross Crusaders playing for a state title, 7th grade team tonight, Normal. Good luck. We had some names we shouted out last hour. Maybe I'll shout them out again if I can find the text. 217-359-2255. That's Fisher National Bank text line. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm reading text now while I'm trying to talk to you here. Some of the kids at Holy Cross in 7th grade team: Colton Stonecipher, Eli Marino, John Fletcher, Brandon Ritter, and good luck to the boys from Coach Joins. All right, we are hoping that Holy Cross can win a state title. Somebody text me in the morning and tell me what happened. Probably be in the News Gazette, which I subscribe to via online, so I can get it from there. Anyway, and also Edison Middle School is going to state on Saturday. Congratulations to them as well. All right, Fighting Illini men's basketball. We get a practice today and tomorrow, 2 practices in a row. It's kind of rare right now with this stream of games, but if anybody's looked at the Illinois schedule, all really good teams remaining. Iowa might be the weakest we have, and they're very competitive, and you better not sleep on Iowa or they'll beat us here. Anyway, it's a bunch of tough at Wisconsin, in New York City to take on Duke. Huh? Yeah. Remember, you forgot that. It's a week from Saturday in Madison Square Garden. Then I think it's, I can't remember the order. Hold on. So it's Michigan State Saturday night. We owe the Spartans after the 2-point loss with a technical and some really bad foul calls against Caspers. So it's Michigan State Saturday, 7 p.m. Halftime will be Terrence Shannon. At Wisconsin this coming Tuesday. They're very good. We beat them here in December, but they're really good. Duke, Madison Square Garden on the 22nd. Then Tuesday, February 25 is home Iowa. Then March 2nd is at Michigan, and March 7th is home Purdue. Michigan leads the Big Ten right now, with Michigan State and Purdue right there. At Wisconsin, Wisconsin's way at the top. So these are all the best teams in the Big Ten we get to play here toward the end. That's fine. It's kind of the preparation for what really counts, and that's March Madness and how far we can advance and what seed we might get, all these other factors. I mean, but it still comes down to 68 teams, play-in games, 64 teams. Now we start 16 against 1, all that seeding stuff, and see where Illinois goes. They do it based on a net score. It's not necessarily on who's ranked. We're not ranked currently. We will be if we win Saturday night. But it's all net and Kin Palm and all these other configurations based on strength of schedule and quad 1 wins and all this other stuff that you need a slide rule to figure out. Bottom line, we got a good basketball team, and if everybody's playing, We have not lost a Big Ten game this year, 2025, with everybody available. Put that in the pipe and smoke it. Here we go with our weather, ESPN 93.5. Our meteorologist, the great one, Greg Solier.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Illinois, Champaign and Van vicinity. Dodged a bullet yesterday with deeper snowmaking moisture staying to the south and the accumulating snow well to the north and west of us. A cold day today, though. A couple snow flurries around this morning. Partly sunny, breezy. Temperatures to about 23, but slowly falling as the afternoon wears on. West-northwest wind will be gusty. Much colder tonight. Mostly clear, 5 above, locally near 0. Usual low cold spots tomorrow. Sunny to start. Increasing clouds by the afternoon. A few snow flurries late and the high around 30. Maybe a quick period of some snow. Light snow early tomorrow night, then some mixed snow, sleet, freezing rain after midnight, 28 and rising temperatures. Saturday, cloudy, rainy, maybe some freezing rain, sleet and snow to start the day off north and west of Champaign. Highs up near about 38. Windy, much colder for the day on Sunday, 20 to 25 and dropping with morning snow showers and flurries. Will be down near 0 Monday morning, 13 the high. Single digit lows at night Tuesday and Wednesday with light snow and flurry activity. Highs of 18 on Tuesday, 20 on Wednesday, down below 0 here come next Thursday morning. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Producer Price Index, which measures inflation before it reaches consumers, rose 3.5% for the year ending in January, more than expected and an increase from December. Core inflation on an annual basis also rose more than predicted to a 3.6% pace. The monthly increase was also hotter than forecast, increasing 0.3%. However, December's monthly reading and the monthly core PPI were revised higher. So the monthly PPI readings did show some improvement. New claims for unemployment benefits declined 7,000 last week to 213,000. Not much change. Things are looking up at Wendy's. Its earnings were better than expected and sales improved 4.2%. Its best sales numbers in a year and a half. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola. Invested in you.
Every hour of every day, Fox News Radio is there with the latest breaking news and information you rely on.
This is a Fox News alert.
I'm Lisa Brady.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
With Fox News correspondents around the globe.
At the White House, Simon Owen in London.
On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The news that matters most to you. The top headlines, all in one place. Listen and follow the Fox News Hourly Update at foxnewspodcasts.com or ask your smart speaker to play Fox News.
So Tim, he's in charge of Dedicated Diesel and Gale Frericks Trucking. Let's begin with Gale Frericks Trucking. How are we doing?
Oh, we're doing real good. We got a bunch of great guys. We work together, and it's how things are done around here. If we need to fix something, we face it head on, we get it fixed. And that's the kind of guys we're looking for, that really want to service the customer and want to do things right and want to be successful. They want to make good money. They want to be home with their families on the weekends, and that's the kind of guys that we need here.
As far as training and GFT, they kind of go hand in hand, and you got everyone very experienced on your crew.
Oh yeah, it's a great team, and even the ones that don't have much experience, we're teaching them the right ways to do things, and that goes a long way. We don't just tell them what to do. I'm a teacher at heart, so I'm teaching them why we're doing it. That really hits home with them. They appreciate that. It just makes things run so much smoother.
How can people reach Tim Onstock?
They can get me at TIMO@GFTLOG.com or Dedicated Equipment on Facebook.
Why use Lands Underground Solutions? We have the team, the technology, the tools, and the most experienced team in the industry. From a basic sewer pipe repair to replacing a sewer main, installing a water line to installing a septic system, installing underground utilities for a new construction project to rehabilitating the old pipes under a school. Lands has the most versatile and experienced team in the industry. Residential, commercial, and industrial, when it comes to your underground pipes, think Lands Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
It's great when hard work and experience are recognized. Hi, this is Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank. I am thrilled to share that Fisher National has been ranked 7th in the nation as a top lender in mortgage loans among banks with asset size of $300 million to $1 billion by our National Banking Association. This recognition is a testament to our lending team's dedication and expertise. After all, better banking experiences start with local people and local decision making. If you're in the market for a new home or considering refinancing your existing home, let our team at Fisher National Bank earn your business and trust. We offer competitive rates with low closing costs, and we locally service almost all of our loans. Come see us with all your home mortgage needs and experience the top-notch service that has earned us national recognition. Learn more at FisherNational.com or stop by one of our branches today.
Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Our friendly sales team help you find just the right appliance, just the right price.
I'm Paul Reekin, and you know my dad, Dennis, for the famous
Wow.
Yeah, that's the one. That
Wow
is a Central Illinois tradition, decades in the making. It's our award-winning staff that puts the
Wow
in Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. We have in-house service, in-house appliance installation, a knowledgeable sales staff that will make sure you get the guaranteed best deal on your next appliance purchase. Oh, and let's not forget, a jingle that's been around for decades. Just like the quality service we provide, I'll make sure it's here for decades to come. We're the store that makes you say,
Wow.
We stand behind what we sell, we offer so much more. Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
All right, it's Stevie J here, and Tulsi Gabbard, former Democrat, then Republican, now Director of National Intelligence. Tulsi Gabbard in the White House yesterday.
Mr. President, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for the trust that you have placed in me to fulfill this critical position as Director of National Intelligence at any time, but specifically during this time. Unfortunately, the American people have very little trust in the intelligence community, largely because they've seen the weaponization and politicization of an entity that is supposed to be purely focused on ensuring our national security. So I look forward to being able to help fulfill that mandate that the American people delivered to you very clearly in this election, to refocus our intelligence community by empowering the great patriots who have chosen to serve our country in this way, and focus on ensuring the safety, security, and freedom of the American people.
Tulsi Gabbard in the West Wing yesterday being sworn in. And now the vote on Robert Kennedy Jr., I think, is 9:30 Central Time. And again, I don't think they hold these votes unless they know they have the votes. So I would presume he'll get through, and then Kash Patel has to get out of committee and bring that to a vote soon as Donald Trump figures out and gets his secretaries in place. 827 under the, I don't know, boy, what a difference category. Current Vice President J.D. Vance coupled with former Vice President Kamala and presidential candidate Kamala, there is a difference.
The United States of America is the leader in AI, and our administration plans to keep it that way. The U.S. possesses all components across the full AI stack, including advanced semiconductor design, frontier algorithms, and of course, transformational applications. Now, the computing power this stack requires is integral to advancing AI technology. And to safeguard America's advantage, the Trump administration will ensure that the most powerful AI systems are built in the U.S. with American-designed and manufactured chips.
And that was J.D. Vance in Europe yesterday. And here's who could have been president.
AI is kind of a fancy thing. It's, first of all, it's 2 letters. It means artificial intelligence. But ultimately what it is it's about machine learning. And so the machine is taught. And part of the issue here is what information is going into the machine that will then determine, and we can predict then, if we think about what information is going in, what then will be produced in terms of decisions and opinions that may be made through that process.
Sorry. Maybe she was talking to a kindergarten class I don't know about. I don't know. It's 2 letters, AI. I'm not sure what the reception was for J.D. Vance, but his whole pro-America thing I don't think settles very well right now with the European, I would call them haughty, kind of, ew, who is that? That kind of thing. Cop an attitude on me a little bit, I think. We're going to talk to your pitmaster Tim Onstad here in a second. Again, Greg says kind of messy coming up. Valentine's night he thought was pretty good. If you got reservations somewhere, you should be okay. But it's just a mixed bag of a lot. But I like the fact that it gets warm on Saturday. We should be okay going to the Michigan State game with rain and 40-ish. So that's not bad. All right, news coming up. ESPN 93.5.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people.
You know ABC Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and operated for over 50 years. And you know they help you with your HVAC issues any time of the day or night. But did you know now through March 31st, you can save up to $500 off a complete Amana heating and air system? That's right. ABC Heating and Air Conditioning is offering a special until the end of March where you can save up to $500 off a complete Amana system. Call Gina at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning for complete details or visit abcheatingandac.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Israel. The terror syndicate in Gaza had earlier this week tried claiming Israel had broken the agreement, making claims about Israel not delivering aid items. Hamas's threat of delay drew condemnation from President Trump, who vocally supported Israel if it decided to resume combat.
Fox's Evan Brown. Wholesale inflation comes in higher than expected, 3.5% annually, according to the Labor Department's Producer Price Index. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Sangamon County Board is signing off on a $10 million settlement for the family of Sonia Massey. The board unanimously approved the payout, reaching the agreement last week. The 36-year-old black woman shot and killed last July inside her Springfield home. Former Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson charged with first-degree murder. Illinois suspending events that feature the exhibition of sale or poultry. Illinois Department of Agriculture issuing a 30-day suspension on the exhibition of sale of poultry at swap meets, exhibitions, flea markets, and auction markets. Organizers are revealing more acts for this year's Illinois State Fair. 9-time Grammy winner Sheryl Crow performing on the fair grandstand August 12th. The Turnpike Troubadours are scheduled to take the stage August 17th. This year's Illinois State Fair is being held August 7th through the 17th. That'll take place in Springfield. Enjoy the show. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Illinois, Champaign, and Memphis. Saturday dodged a bullet yesterday with deeper snowmaking moisture staying to the south and the accumulating snow well to the north and west of us. A cold day today, though. A couple snow flurries around this morning. Partly sunny, breezy. Temperatures to about 23, but slowly falling as the afternoon wears on. West-northwest wind will be gusty. Much colder tonight. Mostly clear, 5 above, locally near 0. Usual low cold spots tomorrow. Sunny to start. Increasing clouds by the afternoon. A few snow flurries late, and the high around 30. Maybe a quick period of some snow, light snow early tomorrow night, then some mixed snow, sleet, freezing rain after midnight, 28 and rising temperatures. Saturday, cloudy, rainy, maybe some freezing rain, sleet, and snow to start the day off north and west of Champaign. Highs up near about 38. Windy, much colder for the day on Sunday, 20 to 25 and dropping with morning snow showers and flurries. Will be down to 0 Monday morning, 13 the high. Single-digit lows at night Tuesday and Wednesday with light snow and flurry activity. Highs of 18 on Tuesday, 20 on Wednesday, down below 0 here come next Thursday morning. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
And now, a brand new show called Smoke, where we help you with your grill and making the best meat ever. with award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstadt. Smoke in Tim's grill. He's the best brisket maker ever. Smoke in Tim's grill. And now award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstadt. Yeah, he's an amazing pitmaster. Runs Gail Frericks Trucking and Dedicated Diesel in Urbana. And ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Tim Onstadt. So, yeah, I grilled the other day. You still do stuff outside in this, or do you just hang out?
Well, we do outside stuff once in a while, yeah.
You do a grill? That's past you, isn't it?
Do what now?
Grill? Put anything on the grill? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I cook a lot. We have a PK grill. It's a cast aluminum grill that generates and holds a lot of heat. It's really nice. Perfect Kitchen out of Arkansas is who makes those. I think they're a classic thing that's been made since the 50s. They were introduced in the 50s.
We gave Christian an egg, the large egg, for graduation.
The big green egg.
The big green egg. Boy, I tell you what, that's a pretty good unit. It's a couple of 100 pounds to move, though. We had to move it recently. It's like, oh, boy. Yeah. Anyway, it works real well, and it's just quality. What is the value of quality in your tools, Tim?
Oh, my gosh. You don't want to buy something that you burn out in less than a season. I mean, my first smoker was one of the little big box store cheapies under $100.
Yep.
That thing was toast in a year. I mean, it was a waste of money. So,
but it got you started.
Just like everything
showed
else.
Donna you could handle something a little better once you proved yourself a little bit, huh?
Well, it's addictive. I can tell you that. So now, several $1,000s and 13 or 14 grills of smokers later, we're full on addicted. So yeah,
he's one of the best in America on several categories. Tim Onstadt. Okay, so fat caps. What is that?
Well, it's not the hat you put on your fat head. I know that.
Right.
That is the layer of fat that's on the outside of your meat that you'll be cooking. And like we said with brisket, we take that all off. And even when we're cooking a whole brisket, we'll take it down to almost nothing because we're getting that meat to the color we want and just getting the outside a little bit firmed up, and then we're getting the color on it, and then we're wrapping it up. So we're protecting that meat anyway.
Okay.
Now, pork is a little different animal. Well, pigs and cows are a whole lot different animals, but it's perfectly normal to leave fat cap on pork because pork dries out so fast and so easy.
Yeah, I've noticed that pork you got to be real careful, otherwise it's toast, man.
Yeah, anybody that's grilled pork chops knows that if you go over just a little bit,
it's dry.
You're drying it out, and it's touchy too because pork is one of those. Pork and chicken, you want to make sure that you can eat some rare beef, but pork and chicken, there's no such thing as rare. It's either cooked or it's not.
And that's bad for the salmonella stuff and all that?
Oh, yeah. But once you go over that point with pork, it just dries out so fast.
You stick a fork with the thermometer thingy, how do you do, what tool do you use to say, I got to be at 165 degrees?
The first tool I use is my finger.
Really? See how much?
Touch it.
Okay.
Well, I touch it, and you can feel the firmness and when it's starting to loosen up and it gets good.
So you're at a point where you can cook something without a thermometer because you probably know. You just know how it looks and tastes or touches and all that stuff.
Well, to a point, we can tell when it's done, but then I always follow up with a thermometer to make sure that I've hit that safe temperature and that we're good to go.
Stick it in the middle. Get it down around about the middle, or.
Yeah, you want to stay away from the bone, but get it pretty close to the middle. And last week we had the question of fat cap up or down, and that is a topic of debate. A lot of people will tell you want the fat cap up because as the fat melts, it will baste the meat basically. That's a myth. The type of fat that's in the fat cap is not your flavorful meat, and it doesn't melt and run into into the meat. What the fat cap does is turn into a nasty gelatinous mess. So with pork, we always want to cook the fat cap down on the bottom, and that protects that bottom from getting too hot and turning hard. That protects the bottom of the meat. So that's what we're doing there, and we're still with pork. We're cooking to color, and then we're wrapping it up. So we're going to protect the rest of that. And I'll tell you, if you do it right, when you open that pack up and flip that pork butt over to start separating it, that fat cap that's turned to gelatin, you can just rake it off with your hand.
When you cut stuff off, obviously you have to have a sharp knife, but how do you cut it without getting meat on that? Because you don't want to cut the meat, but you want to cut the fat.
Oh, the fat cap will you can wipe it off.
Oh, okay.
And then for a competition, if we're trying to make parts of it look all pretty and it's got some of that gelatinous fat off of it, we just use the edge of a spoon to scrape it off.
So it's real soft at that point. Okay.
Yep.
Good stuff. Fat caps and Tim Onstad, Pitmaster, unbelievable. How's your businesses? How's Gale Ferrex doing? Are you all drivered up?
Oh, we're like a good pork butt. We're fat cap down. We're in decent shape. I've got a couple of openings for some good, safe drivers, and I did my monthly review of our January safety stats from the Federal Highway Safety Administration, and our safety numbers are the best they've ever been.
Wow, so good. That's great, great training. And do you actually train yourself?
Yeah, I do the orientation, and we go through it all with the drivers. And we don't just tell them what to do. We're telling them why we're doing it and explaining the whole process. They've really captured onto it, latched onto it, said, "Yeah, we're going to commit to this," and it's paying off in big. Knock on wood.
Congratulations! No, I get it. Right congratulations. Yep. That's wonderful to hear. And then, in spite of what I'm seeing out here and hearing from Greg Solier, a couple of weeks from now, we might be talking. Time to get a lawnmower for March. So Dixie.
Well, I wish Greg would make up his darn mind.
Yeah, I know. I mean, last week was a 64 one day. It felt like mowing, man.
Yeah.
It just was so nice. So the dedicated diesel in Urbana, as you're driving north toward Rantoul, it's on Triumph. You turn left, you go all the way to the end of the street there, and they'll be right there. And Andy's probably got a Dixie chopper, the fastest mower ever built, and you can get done with your lawn, even if it takes you 3 hours with whatever you're using. You can get her done a lot faster with that thing, man.
Yeah, I think if you go in now, you can probably make the best deal personally, just negotiating with Andy and get it down to something you can afford. There's financing available. There's all of the options. There's discounts for first responders, all kinds of discounts that I don't even know and can't name right now. But starting March 1st, we're going to have some big sales going on and get some prices, some sales that I can advertise and tell the prices.
Well, I tell you what, I'd buy from you because when you buy something like that, you got to have a guy. You have to have somebody that can help you fix it or tune it or something. Because at the box stores, I'm just not getting that. I won't be able to go back into that store and say, "Hey, where's that guy?" Oh, he left. Oh, I see. It's important that when you get something that's an investment, you want to have a guy that you can take it to that can look it over and everything.
As good as these mowers are, they're machines, so things happen to them. Yeah. I mean, it just happens. You can have the best athlete in the world; he's still going to have an injury.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with machines. And for instance, there's a Dixie chopper sitting in there with a brand new motor in it that Andy put in. I mean, if you're looking for a deal and something to get into at the right price, that's where I would be looking.
He put a new engine in the thing, so it's going to be a lot less, and also something goes on. I got Andy. I can still take it there. So
there you go.
Good stuff. All right, Tim, how can people connect with your companies?
They can get a hold of Andy at Dedicated Diesel for a Dixie chopper at 217-328-0562. Connect with him on Facebook at Dedicated Equipment. Get a hold of me at 765-793-7131. timo@gftlog.com on email.
All right, my friend.
And we
Always
can hook it up.
Always a pleasure, Mr. Pitmaster. A pleasure indeed,
Hey,
sir.
we appreciate you guys, and have a great day. And get on, Greg. Tell him we got to get this weather turned
No
around.
kidding, man. What is this? We'll be in touch. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it. Thank
All
you.
right.
Tim Onstadt, Pitmaster, Gale for X Trucking, Dedicated Diesel. 844, 845, quarter till. We got the boys could not get in yesterday. They were driving from a distance, and we're in downtown Philo. It takes a little road work to get here, and we did not want them slipping around and falling in ditches or anything. So hopefully today it's passable. All that stuff's good. There's some patchy spots along different roads. You know how to do this. So just don't go too fast because you might hit a patch. So we're going to have this kind of for the next whatever. Greg says through next week. We're going to be pretty cold. Although I don't think it's going to be minus something on Monday morning. It looks like 0, which is better than minus something. And then later next week, we also might be a chance at sub-0. I don't know what happens after that. Hopefully, we'll be getting out of February. Do you know tomorrow is halfway through? It's 28 days. That's what I'm talking about. Do you have any Valentine's Day plans? Okay, how about a note? How about some nice thoughts? That's some verbiage that you don't say enough. Something simple but thoughtful can be very, very nice and very good and very, very, very well received. So maybe you want to do that. All right, we'll be right back. Check your quick sports headlines before we get one more weather before we get out of here.
What is most important to you in your life? This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that help clients like you realize their goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Football season is over, but there's still plenty to bet at Circus Sports Illinois. From college basketball, hockey, and everything in between, Circus Sports has it all. Circus Sports Illinois isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High betting limits, tight money line splits, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for futures on March hoops, props on your favorite players, and more, Circus Sports has you covered. Download the Circus Sports Illinois app or visit circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. At Paul's in Villa Grove, they don't just build machines, they build solutions. From custom automation to grain handling systems and food-grade equipment, they're experts behind the work that keeps your world moving. Right now, Paul's Machine is expanding. If you're a millwright or fabrication professional ready to grow with a leader in agriculture and industry, they want you. Make 2025 your year. Apply online at paulsmachine.com, where great work starts with great people.
Jesse with Land's Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions here to tell you today, hey, we've got solutions for you. Do you have gurgling toilets, slow drains? Have you been told that you have to jackhammer and mess up your entire house and property just to fix a pipe? Have you been told your sewer lines failed, your drain lines don't work? Call us today, have our expert drain cleaning team come out, run your lines, camera them, locate, and we can offer you a solution today. Land's Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
ILLINI. Cheer on the Illini and Pia's. The pregame fun starts at Pia's Sports Bar and Grill. Pia serves up its famous 10-ounce Slugger Burger along with great wings and so much more. Enjoy 350 22-ounce light and course light drafts every home and away Illini game. Watch the game at Pia's or ride the free shuttle to all home games. You'll find it all at Pia's with live video gaming, sports, food, drinks, and fun. See you at Pia's, West Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
All right, ESPN 93.5, sports headlines. Spring training is underway. You know what's good about the St. Louis Cardinals right now? The expectations are so low. Only one way to go. By the way, the Cardinals can't trade Nolan Arenado, so he'll still be a third baseman for the Cardinals. They tried pretty extensively to trade their all-star third baseman. So you might have Nolan Arenado angering down the third base bag here for the year. And our pitching staff, come on, pretty good. You still got just blanked out the lead. Good pitcher. And the Cubs, the Cubs, they got that kid from Houston who's a really good hitter. They lost Bellinger. So we got the Cubs on US 105.9 all season long. And we carry the St. Louis Cardinals here right here on ESPN 93.5. And I'm keeping track of the Cincinnati Reds. My son-in-law, Jacob Hurtubise, is there in Arizona right now. He is going through early warm-up sessions. Ball games start a week from Saturday. Spring training games begin a week from Saturday. So many people go to Mesa. So many people go to Florida, depending on where your ball team is. Pretty fun. Baseball will be here before we know it, in spite of what you're seeing outside. All right, we'll check Greg's weather one more time. Illinois basketball star Merez Johnson on needing some help from Sarah Champagne and Ben Quattrone.
I was going back home for a weekend and I was going to be downtown. I text Ben, can I get a different car, go to Chicago? And I got something small, a nice Buick, something that was nice. I got my car back when I came. It was quick. Ben and Sarah Champagne took care of me.
And Sarah Champagne would do that for you too. Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Recent today, Champaign and vicinity. Big rains yesterday. More to come from the Ohio and southward. That lack of moisture certainly contributing to the lack of snowfall here. Most of the accumulating snows were lighter as well north and northwest of Champaign. A couple of snow flurries will linger in spots early on this morning. A partly sunny midday and afternoon. Breezy cold, 23, but falling after lunchtime on a west-northwest wind. Much colder tonight. Clear, 5 above, locally near 0 in some of the outlying areas. For the day tomorrow, sunny in the morning and then an increasing cloud deck for the afternoon, and a couple snow flurries towards supper time at 30. Little light snow early tomorrow night, no accumulation, then some mixed sleet and snow and freezing rain after midnight, lows near 28 and rising. Cloudy, rainy for the day on Saturday, maybe a little freezing rain and sleet north of Champaign to start, highs up near about 38. We shift back to windy, colder weather, falling temperatures from 20 to 25 with morning snow showers and flurries on Sunday. Bitter cold Monday, 0 in the morning, 13 in the afternoon. More light snow next Tuesday and Wednesday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
It's great when hard work and experience are recognized. Hi, this is Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank. I am thrilled to share that Fisher National has been ranked 7th in the nation as a top lender in mortgage loans among banks with asset size of $300 million to $1 billion by our National Banking Association. This recognition is a testament to our lending team's dedication and expertise. After all, better banking experiences start with local people and local decision making. If you're in the market for a new home or considering refinancing your existing home, let our team at Fisher National Bank earn your business and trust. We offer competitive rates with low closing costs, and we locally service almost all of our loans. Come see us with all your home mortgage needs and experience the top-notch service that has earned us national recognition. Learn more at fishernational.com or stop by one of our branches today.
Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We have women's basketball. Shauna Green's team tomorrow night at State Farm. Penn State is in town. They've only won one in the Big Ten, so we'll be pretty favored on that one. But the Fighting Illini women's basketball coach, Shauna Green, I'm a big fan, as you may know. She's won 60 of her first 90 games here. No other coach in Illinois women's basketball history has ever done that. She's at 667 percentage winning and 60-30. Yeah, I mean that nobody's done that. Starting their career at Illinois as a coach, usually you come in and it didn't look very good when she got here. We were really bad. I'm sorry, but not good at basketball for women, and she just flipped it. She's a very, very, very good coach. And I think everybody likes Shauna Green. Okay, and the guys play Saturday night, 7 o'clock. You know that. Weather should get warmer. Should be all rain by then is what we're hoping, so we don't have to deal with the stuff. But Michigan State, Tom Izzo, who has never complained about a call in his life. He'll be in town. He is a legendary and a good guy. But, you know, he's been around there since, well, he was coaching with a guy named Judd Heathcote. Judd Heathcote was Magic Johnson's coach when they won the national title in whatever that was, 79, 80? I can't remember the year. Anyway, and then Tom Izzo was named the next coach while he was still an assistant. I don't think they do that anymore. But they did for him, and he's been there since the early 90s. So the Michigan State Spartans, we owe them. Got to get him back for the loss up at East Lansing. Saturday night, 7. Terrence Shannon will be there at halftime for the jersey raising like Kofi Coburn had the other night. So that'll be a lot of fun. I think it's a sellout. It'll be really, really exciting to have Michigan State in town. A big game for the Illini again. Hopefully everybody, all 9 of the regulars, will be ready to go. I am Stevie J. Thank you for listening. We'll meet you Friday tomorrow morning between 7 and 9. Thank you. Have a great Thursday.
If you want a hand-cut, perfectly cooked filet, there's only one place to get it. The Long Branch Steakhouse in downtown Gifford. Customers rave about Donnie's fillets. So tender that you can cut it with your fork. Don't go to an ordinary steakhouse. Choose Long Branch and have it your way. Join the many people who know that it's worth the trip. The Long Branch Steakhouse in beautiful downtown Gifford. And remember, there's always room for Long Branch.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
Tim Onsett, talk to me about dedicated diesel and Dixie Chopper. Anything new here?
Hey, we have no snow on the ground over here now. It's melted off. You can see the grass. It's time to think about mowing it here in a couple of months. But now's a great time to go over to see Andy and get your Dixie Chopper picked out. Make a deal with him. Financing available. There's discounts for first responders, all kinds of things. Andy can run through that and help you out.
And Gail Ferrick's Trucking, how's everything?
Oh, we're trucking along. It's busy right now. We have 2 empty seats. I think we filled one up last week. We had a nice young guy come in and get set up, and he's going to be going out here in a week or so, and that'll leave us 2 seats for somebody that wants a guaranteed gross pay for the week and wants to have some home time and be able to enjoy his family also.
Awesome. And how do they contact Tim Onsett?
They can get me at Timo, Timo, at gftlog.com or call the office at 765-793-7131.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnace is run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
Illinois basketball star Morez Johnson on managing partner at Sarah Champagne, Ben Quattrone.
Ben Quattrone is a great guy. He's like an uncle to me now, a great character person. Sarah Champagne is like a family. Talk to the people that work here sometimes, just to talk to them, and they helped me when I got my car deal. It was very helpful. It wasn't like I was here all day, like I was bonding with people, have a conversation with them. They're there. Oh, I love my car.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
When When you're buying a battery, it's important to look beyond just the price and make sure you're buying a quality battery. So when you're buying one from the big box store, make sure you ask the question, what's the date on this battery? Is it dependable? Sometimes the big box stores have batteries that have been sitting on the shelf for years. Or you can just come to Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable, and buy your battery from the people who only do batteries. Interstate Batteries at 2504 North Madison, Champaign, way out there, but totally worth the drive. How much is dependable worth to you? Interstate Batteries open 6 days a week.
Jet's Pizza is offering a special deal when you spend $25. Just use promo code 5ADD. That's the number 5ADD and specify Jet's bread or cinnamon sticks for only $5. Combine that with their current $5 off pizza promos and you can cheer on the Illini while enjoying hot pizza with your favorite Jet's bread or cinnamon sticks. What a deal. You spend $25, enter 5ADD for Jet's bread or cinnamon sticks for just $5. Jet's, better because it has to be.
Don't believe the Valentine's hype. She doesn't want jewelry. She wants to park the car in the garage. Two men in a junk truck know she's tired of clutter. This Valentine's Day, give her the gift of space. Two men in a junk truck can help you declutter your home and make room for what matters most. Get $25 off your junk removal service by using code LOVE25.
I love it.
Go to twomeninajuncktruck.com and book your truck today. Offer valid at Two Men in a Junk Truck, Champaign, Illinois.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola.